with another bang. You all know how we do it here. Like the mommy of YouTube is here. And if you see me with this my glasses, you know it's about to get down. I'm so excited today, and as you can see, we are two today. It means something important is ongoing here today. I'm not here to jokes, neither am I here to beat around the bush. In today's live stream, we're going to be opening your eyes, showing you the possibility of getting jobs with sponsorship. When I mean jobs, I'm talking about high paying jobs with sponsorship overseas that would enable you land your dream country, that would enable you live your dream life. Guys, if you're seeing me, seeing my beautiful face, and seeing the handsome man here today, let me know in the comment section if we are audible enough. You can hear me quite all right. Let me know in the comment section. I'm so delighted, and I promise you guys, like you see this live stream today, you won't regretting being a part of it. So I'm streaming on both YouTube and on TikTok. Those on TikTok, please, this is the time to go and join me on YouTube today. We are doing something serious. We're having a serious business on YouTube today. So if you're watching me on TikTok, please join me on YouTube called Clara Immigration, and you won't regret it at all. So thank you so much, guys. Let me also know where you're watching from. And with me today is Adedayo. I think I'm pronouncing it right.
Perfectly well.
Yeah, Adedayo Suleiman. And guys, this man here, I want to blow his trumpet. Can someone give me like a very big trumpet I can blow? This man here is making immigrants abroad very proud. This man here have successfully enabled a lot of immigrants abroad to see for a fact that they themselves can also do well where they are. And also those of you in Africa or wherever you're watching me from that is aspiring to be much more than you are or to be in better place than you are, this is the right man for you. And I'm going to tell you why. You know, most of us sometimes, when it comes to migration, we always look at the odd jobs, like factory jobs, warehouse job, care job, etc. But should I tell you, not everybody have to come abroad with those kind of job. Some people will say, oh, you born man, no like to give Africans good paying job to do. But guys, for a fact, you too can secure a high paying job, get paid well, okay, and live that dream of yours. So I don't want to go on and on because you know me now, when I start getting overexcited, my body will start sweating me. So let me leave it to Mr. Suleiman. So please introduce yourself briefly to my audience because I know they'll be like, who is this man with Clara today? We've never seen this before. So over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Clara, for allowing me join your platform today and sharing information with your audience. It's truly a pleasure to be here. My name is Adedayo Suleiman. I'm the founder of Tenalytics, and I'm a technology expert with a decade experience in data analytics and management consulting. So just like so many people, I didn't start my journey, my professional journey within the tech ecosystem. I started as a management consultant. And my first degree was in industrial chemistry, nothing related to tech, nothing related to computer science. But over the years, I was able to transition into the data analyst role. I've worked as a data science consultant in the UK, in the US. I've worked as a data analyst with one of the largest energy conglomerates in sub-Saharan Africa. I've worked with FITC, owned by the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Bankers Committee as a data analyst, data analytics consultant. I'm the founder of Tenalytics, like I mentioned earlier, and over the last 4 years, Tenalytics as a platform has helped over 2,500 people to make the transition from the classroom into the tech ecosystem. And the way we do this is very simple, and that's what I'm going to share today. We focus on two key areas, the technical skills and the employability skills. So I'll share so many success stories. I'll also share the strategies on how you can also get into the tech ecosystem depending on the areas you're focusing on. I currently reside in Alberta, Canada. I moved to Canada in January this year to also, expand the business essentially. I live in the UK. We helped over 2,500 people, predominantly in the UK, to land their first tech jobs. Now we are doing the same in Alberta, Canada, and to also expand within the North America region, moving into the US as well. So we are operating out of Canada, Edmonton, Alberta at the moment right now. So I think I'll just stop here for now, and I'm sure I'll share more information as we move on.
Wow, like honestly, my audience know that whenever I come here to share something, it's nothing but the truth. And that is why I believe I'm quite different. And guys, hear from my mouth. I've done my research extensively. I've done my due diligence, and these people here are 100% verified, legit, and very good. I mean, they've successfully helped over 2,500 people secure that dream of theirs overseas, help push them overseas. And I believe for as many of you watching me today, that is going to be your testimony henceforth. If you've never believed anyone saying that, hear from me, I'm prophesying, that is going to be your portion henceforth. But what I want you to do is pay close attention to whatever Mr. Ade would be saying today. Most of you must have heard of Tenalytic from somewhere before. Some of you, it must be relatively new. But one thing I want you to know is that be it you have experiences, be it you don't have any experiences, any idea whatsoever in what this whole tech is about. I know tech is on trending. Everybody's saying tech, tech, tech. But Mr. Adedayo would break it down for you and teach you like a nursery school child so that you would understand it very well. I mean, what he's doing here today, trust me, a lot of people would collect big amounts of money just to present this. But he said, Clara, because of you, I'm going to do this for you free for your audience. Free. And at the end of the day, by God's grace, people will see reason why they would need to be part of the Tenalytic team. So, Mr. Ade, Tenalytic. I mean, you don't need to say too much. I know. You guys are fantastic.
Absolutely.
So, how can this benefit my audience? What are the products and services that you offer? I want to know. Like I said, from my experiences, with you guys, I know that someone does not have to have any prior experiences whatsoever before they venture into tech. But I want them to get from your own mouth. So it won't be like Clara is putting sugar and sweet in their tea. So Mr. Ade, please go on. We are listening.
Okay. Thanks for that fantastic question, Clara. So I have a presentation I would love to share, but I don't know if you want me to answer the question first before I do the presentation.
So I would want you to answer the question first, please.
All right, brilliant. So when I introduced myself, just like I said, I have no background in tech. I worked as a management consultant. As a management consultant, you are going into organizations, looking at what they do, and look for areas to help them improve. It has nothing to do with tech. My first degree was also in industrial chemistry. But then, how easy or why is it possible to break into the tech ecosystem? And it's pretty straightforward. It is a heavily skilled based ecosystem, which means you can learn the skills, you can work on projects to build your experience, and you can apply those skills in real world organizations. And that's where you get the opportunity. We've had people come from Nigeria. We've had people who owned their own bakeries. They had never worked in any professional structured environment before, and they transitioned to become business analysts. We've had people who moved to the UK doing their masters. They worked as care workers, and they also worked as customer service professionals. But today they're data analysts, data scientists, and so on and so forth. So the strategy is simple and it's straightforward. And I'm going to share that as I make my presentation today. But I want you to know that the reason why it's possible for somebody who is a customer service professional, somebody who ran her own bakery back in Nigeria, or for somebody who works as a care worker in the UK with no background, no experience. The reason why they can easily transition is because you can learn the skills, you can work on projects to build your experience, and Tenalytics is here to help you with your interview preparation, your CV, and all those good things
Everything.
that help you get the job. And I'll share how it works step by step. I'm going to break it down today.
All right. So you please carry on, but before you do that, and those watching me on TikTok, can you please head over to my YouTube channel called Clara Immigration? It is very important. So you can see the presentation my guest is about to share right now. So please head over to YouTube called Clara Immigration. So Mr. Ade, we are waiting on you. We can't wait.
All
We're so
right.
excited about this today.
Okay, Clara, just let me know when you can see my screen. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can see it now.
Okay, fantastic. So the reason why we're here, I'm going to structure my presentation in 4 key areas. The first area would center around the main reason why we're here, why people struggle to land jobs in the UK, the US, and Canada. Then I'll show you and expose you to the future-proof tech career path you can get into. Clara, one of the major challenges people face is they listen to everybody, what everybody has to say.
Very
So
true.
today, somebody says it's business analysis. Everybody wants to run there. Tomorrow, somebody says it's cybersecurity. Everybody wants to go there. But how do you select using a research-based, structured approach, selecting the right career path? I'll show you how to do that and how Tenalytics would also play a role in helping you to land the job. Then we'll talk around the upcoming cohorts we have, the one starting in December, the one starting in January 2025. And finally, I have a special discount for Clara's community. So for those of you joining today, I have an amazing package for you. If you stay till the end, and I'll share that. And we'll take some questions and answers along the line. All right? Now, one of the major issues you face, a lot of people face when they move abroad. I moved to the UK myself. I never had to do the care work. I never worked in the warehouse. I never did those odd jobs. With all due respect to people that do them because they have to do it, they have to pay the bills and all of that. But the problem people face in transitioning usually is the lack of practical hands-on experience. So we take the mentality of certificate. I need to have all the certification in the world to get a job. But that's a different mindset when you move to a country like the UK, for example, or you come here to Canada. You'd realize that your competence in terms of your skills and your experience is what they want you to bring to bear. All right. So that's the very first problem people have. The second one is difficulties securing relevant roles. So now you really don't know where to apply to jobs. You don't know how to apply. You don't know the volume of the type of jobs you need to apply to, and so on and so forth. So you can't even get the roles available within the areas you actually want to work. The co-founder of Tenalytics, Femena, always says something very interesting. Don't hustle backwards. And what is hustling? What is hustling backwards? Now, imagine you work in the warehouse. The only way you can increase your income is by working more. So you have to do more hours. You have to, it tells physically on your body. So you want to hustle forward in a way that you get to earn more money, but you work less. So how do you get into those type of roles that will ensure that as you work harder, you don't necessarily have to work harder to earn more. You can work lesser and then you get to earn more eventually. Another major issue is limited support with job application. And that's because the job application process itself is a job on its own. You can't just apply to jobs the way you feel like applying to jobs or the way you've done it or you've always known how to do it. You need to apply in a structured approach. You need to know exactly the type of jobs to apply to, how to tailor your CVs, how to structure your LinkedIn profile. And finally, people don't know how to prepare for interviews. So I've gotten to interview, mentor, prepare so many people, too many. And one of the major reasons, questions as simple as, can I get to meet you? Introduce yourself. They struggle to answer questions like that. So you start to realize very quickly that how do you then convince a potential hire, a recruitment consultant, or a company that is looking to hire you? How do you convince them that you're the right person for the job? So these are the issues, and these are the areas where the problem lies. So a typical Nigerian is like Bidemi. Bidemi has moved from Nigeria. She's moved to a typical African, rather, is like Bidemi. Bidemi has moved from wherever she lives, moved from Nigeria, moved from Ghana, Cameroon to the UK, for example, or to the US. And Bidemi is doing her master's, all right? She's tried to learn on YouTube. She's tried to learn on, Udemy, platforms like that are 100% self-paced. And she has not worked on any type of case study. So she believes she has the skills, but she doesn't have case studies, no practical projects to show that she has experience. Bidemi has also applied to numerous jobs, okay? And she realizes that every single job she sends, in fact, the moment she sends the job, immediately she gets a rejection, and she wonders what she's doing wrong. Now, during her master's, she believed that going to the UK, doing my master's, completing the master's, I will get a job using my master's certificate as a benchmark for getting that job. But very soon, she starts realizing that I can't get a job with my master's. She's confused. She's disillusioned. She's joined a master's in data science, a master's in big data science and technology, a master's in business management and data analytics. But she realizes she's not learning enough to come out of the university and get a job. And what happens to Bidemi? Bidemi doesn't know what to do. So she listens to everybody. Everybody that she believes has, a solution or has an advice. You don't want to be like Bidemi. And this is the current reality of so many people across the UK, across the US, and even in Canada, struggling to get jobs. They don't know the right career path to move into. They don't know how to apply and where to apply. Now, let me show you an ideal situation, and that's Iqmat. All right? Iqmat was a stay-at-home mom for 2 years after she had, her kid. She stayed at home for 2 years. She did nothing. She was taking care of her kid before she moved to the UK. Iqmat moved to the UK, but very quickly during her master's, Iqmat realized that my master's was not going to give me the job I need to get. And Iqmat joined Tenalytics. She worked on projects with us. She joined our data analytics program. She worked on projects, she worked on case studies, and she ensured that she was able to build experience by working on projects, because people believe that the only way to gain experience is by going to the office, but that's not the case. You can build experience by working on case studies and working on projects. Iqmat did that. Iqmat also knew where to apply to jobs, because one of the things we do is to send job openings to our students. We subscribe to the major job boards that's where you get visa sponsored jobs in the UK across different ecosystems, and we send these job offers to the students. We teach them, we show them how to tailor their CVs and all of that. Iqmat knew exactly what to do. She tailored her CVs, she optimized her LinkedIn profile, and she was able to secure multiple interviews. Now, she didn't stop. Tenalytics prepared her for her interviews. And while she was still doing her master's in the UK, she received 2 job offers, but she couldn't take them because during your master's, you are only limited to 20 hours per week. We prepared Iqmat for all the interviews she got, and finally, Iqmat secured a visa-sponsored job with the NHS as a data analyst in the UK. Now, if you look at Iqmat's story, and you just...
It's a bit shaky.
Are you still there, Clara?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. All right.
Can you hear me? Am I still audible?
I can hear you, but I think it was a bit shaky at first, but it's okay now. I can hear you all right.
All right, brilliant. So if you compare Iqmat's story to Bidemi's story that I shared earlier, you'd realize that Iqmat was more deliberate. She knew exactly what to do, and she went for it. She got the opportunities, and she had the right support. And that was how Iqmat got this job. I would love people to listen to Iqmat. I don't know if we can play Iqmat's video so they get to listen to what.
Yeah, I think that would be more encouraging. I think.
Absolutely. So it's always brilliant. Like I mentioned, Iqmat is currently a data analyst with the NHS, full visa
Wow.
sponsorship. She moved from a student visa to a tier two skilled worker visa in the UK.
Wow.
And she got this job before she completed her master's program. But I want you to listen to Iqmat and get to hear Iqmat's story and how she was able to make this transition. Okay.
Wow.
So I'm going to click on this. All right. So I'm going to drag the screen to where everybody can see this. So this is also on our YouTube page, the Tenalytics YouTube page.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second. Let me move things around a bit. All right. So I'm going to play Iqmat's audio. So I'll play and stop. Clara, I want you to let me know if you can hear the audio before I continue.
No, no audio.
No audio. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can fix that very quickly. Um, okay. Let me try that one more time and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then I think what I'll just do is I'll explain the story. It's a pretty straightforward story and so on.
Like today's live stream is really exciting. I also feel like I'm in class. Like I'm
Yeah.
just listening. I'm lost for words. Like this is so it's so amazing, to see my own brothers and sisters, like I do call people from my place, that is the whole African in general, making something for themselves whilst in diaspora. So it's really encouraging to see that we shouldn't settle for less. But there's advantage, there's opportunity to upscale. Yeah, I'm going to add it now.
Okay. So I'm going to try it again. Let me know if you can hear Iqmat this time around.
Hi everyone, my name is.
Yeah, wonderful.
All right, fantastic. So I'm going to play this audio and I want everybody to listen to Iqmat. Okay. This was immediately she secured the job with the NHS full visa sponsorship after completing the data
Mhm.
analytics program. All right. So sit back, relax, listen to Iqmat, and I'll come back, walk you through every single thing other people, over 2,500 people like Iqmat, also got to do to secure jobs like this.
Hi everyone, my name is Iqmat, and I was with the March cohort in Analytics, and joining Analytics has been the best decision so far. For me, someone coming from a background of full housewife, because I had to stay back home to look after my child for 4 years, and then wanting to break into something new, wanting to go back into the workforce, wanting to place myself in the society for better job opportunities. So it was a lot. And then I'm glad that analytics came along and then they presented me with so many opportunities right in front of me, better opportunities. And then I'm glad I took it. And then uh, also the advice of do not sell yourself short, that if it is always it is very, very valid because place yourself right, don't sell yourself short. It's a very, very, very valid advice. In analytics, they will hold your hands like a child, you know, through the modules. You have the opportunity to go back and study, you have the opportunity to go back and practice, you have the opportunity to ask questions, you know, we have people you can always go back to even outside of class hours. It's the most amazing experience so far, really. And then another thing is the interview prep, guys. That is another very important thing. I did my interview prep with Mr. Mohammed, and it was the best decision ever because he was like he saw into the future. He knew what was going to be asked, and I'm glad that I wrote down all the things he mentioned. I went back to practice, and then when it was time for the interview, it was like everything he was mentioning, everything he mentioned, it was just they kept on. And then when I was answering those questions, I was so confident, because I already practiced. I did an Excel test, I did a maths test, and then they were really impressed. And then another thing is, guys, it may not come as fast as you expect. Definitely, you are going to get some no's, and then you may begin to think you're not good enough. You are good enough, yes. The no's will come, but always take it as a basis for learning and development, because after every interview where I got a no, I always make sure I get a personal feedback. So I work on those feedbacks for my next interviews. And yes, it worked. It really worked for me, because I got my first job 3 months into the program, my first job. But I couldn't take up the job because I was a student and I was only eligible to work 20 hours. So I couldn't take up the job. 3 months later, I got 2 jobs with full visa sponsorship. And guys, all the other no's before the 2 jobs prepared me for the yeses I got. So yes, the no's will come, but do not give up, because you always have the analytics to go back to. They are the best, and the best thing that's ever happened to me. And then yes, and they are the most affordable. The most affordable one I've come across so far. And that's a very good advantage. So yes, analytics for the win.
All right. So that's Iqmat. Absolutely phenomenal lady. Fantastic.
Very emotional.
Very emotional. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love listening to Iqmat because she calls herself, she says she does data for good. That's what she does for the NHS. She's a data analyst. She's currently on that role, and she's brought so many people back to Tech Analytics to also get their journey started as well. If she's done it, it means other people can also do it. So let's go back to the presentation, and that's Iqmat's story. All right. Now, how did Iqmat get to this level? How do you overcome some of those issues I mentioned earlier? No practical experience. Iqmat had practical experience working on case studies. When she had interviews, she knew what to say during the interviews because she was prepared by one of our facilitators called Mohammed. And you hear her mention Mr. Mohammed. And it was like he saw into the future. So you can imagine you have an interview, Clara, for a data analyst role, and you come to me to prepare you for that interview. By looking at the job description alone, I can tell you the type of questions you're likely going to get asked, how to prepare, what you need to do, and so on. And that's what increases your success story. So I'm going to share a 6-step approach that everybody needs to take if you want to transition into the tech ecosystem. Okay? So if you have a pen, you have a paper, take some things down, jot things down so you can take things away from this session.
Very important.
Very, very important.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the very first thing you must do is you must select your desired career path. Now, there are so many areas in the tech ecosystem, and it can get confusing. Today, somebody comes and says it's cybersecurity. Tomorrow, somebody says it's software engineering, and you can get very confused. But I'll share the career path you need to focus on. 8 career paths. If you focus on these career paths, you will break into the job market easily. And you'll also get a job because these career paths are in high demand. But you want to stick to it. You want to be laser focused, just like Iqmat. She went for data analytics, she focused on it, completed it, and she landed a job. Don't spread yourself, into different things, doing different things at once. Focus on one area. So that's number one thing you have to do. And I'll help you get there in selecting the right career path. The second thing you must do is to start learning the skills. Of course, it's a no-brainer, but you must join a learning partner. All right? An emphasis on the word learning partner. You must join a learning partner because I've seen so many people, they've come to me, Clara, they've watched so many YouTube videos. YouTube is fantastic, but not for somebody who is a beginner. YouTube is fantastic for a professional. Like me, for example, I can learn new things on YouTube because I have that foundational knowledge. I have that, and I can just build on it. But the problem people have is they go self-paced. They try to learn on 100% self-paced platforms, and they don't have human beings to ask questions. If they are stuck, they don't know what to do. So you easily give up. I have like 1 million courses on Udemy I never got to complete because I'm simply just interacting with my computers. I don't interact with somebody, so it can get very challenging. So as you learn the skill, join a learning partner where you have the opportunity to listen Ask me questions. A real person who has been on that job. If you have an interview, you can book an interview session. They can guide you on how to go about the interview. They'll guide you on how to do your CV and so many other things that get you the job. All right. So that's number 2 out of the 6 steps. So the first step, you select the career path. Second step, learn the skill. Then you must gain experience. Now, this is one of the most important and it's also one of the most controversial. You have a lot of people who only believe that the way I can gain experience is by going to the office.
No.
Now, recruiters would not hire you. Potential employers would not hire you if you don't have the experience, especially in the UK. They are heavy on competence, which is your skills and experience. So if you tell them that, oh, I've just learned in the last 4 months or the last 5 months, you're not going to get that job. You must show them that you've done it. These are the things I've done. And that's why you must work on projects and build project-based experience. And I'm going to show you what it looks like practically. Somebody like Iqmat, the type of project she's worked on, the portfolio, which is where you store your project, warehouse your project, so that anybody across the globe can see what you've done. So experience working on project-based case studies, and also ensure that the internships you join, the programs you join, the platforms you join have internship opportunities. Tenalytics has internship, for example. Iqmat went through the internship because that's where you build real world experience. All right. So that's number 3. This is the way you build experience. After building the skills, you build the experience. Then you move to number 4, employability skills. This is where the best, the most intelligent people, this is where they fall short. Right? Because you are the best in the use of Excel. You are the best in the use of Power BI. You are the best in the use of Python as a data scientist. But if you don't know how to sell yourself during an interview, you would never get that job.
Absolutely.
You cannot answer questions as simple as introduce yourself, where you get to use techniques like the SEAT approach, where you start with your skills, you move to the experience, you talk about your achievements, and then your traits, your type of person. There are frameworks that you use to introduce yourself, and you must know those frameworks. When you're asked competency-based questions, like, tell me about a time you've managed a process optimization project and you had to deal with a difficult stakeholder. How did you manage that stakeholder? If you've never done it before as a business analyst, you can't answer that question. So how do you prepare for those type of questions? That's where employability skills come in. Your CVs, how do you tailor your CV to job requirements? How do you have the same persona that is on the CV on your LinkedIn profile? So you must have employability skills. And these are the things we also work on for you. And like I said, I'll show you what it looks like, how you get to learn all of this. Now, from 1 to 4, you can't skip any single step. Then you move to number 5, which is mentorship, networking. Networking is where you have the opportunity to interact with counterparts across the globe, experts across the globe. We've had so many instances, Clara, where somebody in the UK got a job and all he needed to do, a new role was available in that same company. He just sent the link to the group. Other people applied to that job. And for those that were invited for interviews, he prepared them and told them, these are the things you need to look out for. And they were able to get the jobs as well. So networking is absolutely phenomenal. You want to be in the circle of people that are also trying to get to the same destination as yourself. And finally, you have the mentorship. Mentorship is where you have somebody like myself, like the co-founder of Tenalytics, who have done the things you're trying to do. We've worked in the US, we've worked in the UK, I've lived in the UK, I'm currently in Canada. You want to work with people that have done these things before. They've helped other people to do it. So the areas where you're going to make mistakes, they can tell you that that's not the way to go. This is what you need to do. This is how you see opportunities. And it saves you a whole lot of time. trying to do things yourself, make mistakes on your own, and figure it out. So from step 1 to step 6, you can't take anyone out because they're all very important. Select the desired career path, build the skills by joining a learning partner, gain project-based experience, gain employability skills. This is what will help you get the job. Then you have to network within the community, the circle of the Tenalytics alumni, and then you have your mentorship. Our mentorship sessions happen every single Thursday, and I'll show you the one that happened yesterday, what it looked like, and what we discussed and talked about. Now, once you've done the 6, the question, I think, Clara, there's a feedback from your end. I don't know if it's
feedback.
Maybe you want to mute. Yes.
Okay, let me mute it.
All right. Okay, perfect, fantastic. Now, where do you start from? That's the question people would ask. The very first in the pyramid of all the 6 steps you need to take, the very first thing you need to do is you need to select a future-proof career path. And this is where I'll help you select that career path, because so many people will tell you so many different things. People that don't know any better than yourself, okay? But how do you get into career paths where in the next 2 years, the next 5 years, the next 10 years, you are still relevant, because these are career paths that are progressing with where the economy is going. All right. So one of the things we do at Tenalytics since 2020, the last 4 years, is we take data from all the different job boards, the major job boards across the UK, the US, and Canada. Indeed, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Total Jobs, CV Library, UK Visa Jobs, and we analyze the daily job postings within the period of 5 months. Which jobs have recruiters been hiring for over the last 5 months to get the career path that are in demand? So once we do this analysis, we now look at 3 key criteria to filter the jobs. Like I said earlier, there are so many fantastic career paths, but the question is, which one do you join? If you want to become a blockchain engineer, which is a fantastic career path, you need a lot of prerequisites to get in. You need to spend at least 1 year to 18 months to transition into blockchain engineering. So it takes a lot of time. If you want to get into robotics engineering, which is another fantastic career path, you need prerequisites in electrical, electronics engineering, and so on. So you can't get into all the career paths that are in demand. So we looked at the career paths that are easy to learn, in the sense that within the space of 4 to 5 months, I can learn these skills and I can get the job. Ease of transitioning, meaning that you don't have to be in a specific career path to transition. For somebody who is in customer service, you can get into data analytics. For somebody who owned her own business, had never worked in a structured environment, she got a job as a business analyst. So it has to be easy to transition. It doesn't matter what you've done before. I did management consulting. I also had a degree in industrial chemistry, but I've worked as a data analyst, data scientist, and so on. Then we also looked at high and rewarding salary. The salary must also be great. Now, looking at these 3 criteria, we came up with 8 different career paths. And these are the career paths you want to consider. If you easily want to land a sponsored job in the UK, you want to easily get a job in the US, secure the H-1B visa, you want to get opportunities. These are the areas where you have a demand. These are the areas where you have progression for the future, and you have future-proof career path that would stay relevant. You have the business analyst, you have the agile project manager, so not the conventional project manager this time around, but the agile project manager. You have the data analyst, the data scientist, the data engineer, the cybersecurity analyst, the financial analyst, and the HR analyst. So these are the 8 career paths you want to consider when transitioning into the tech ecosystem. So don't have your wings spread across too many things. You want to select one of these career paths, narrow down, laser focus, and build within the next 4 to 5 months. Now, one of the things we also decided to do, Clara, was to look at reputable organizations that have also done the type of analysis that we carried out. So we are not doing it in isolation. We are sure that this is where the economy is going, is getting into, and so on. And we looked at the World Economic Forum, Future of Jobs report. So since 2016, the World Economic Forum have always released a report that shows the trajectory of the economy. Where will the economy be in the next 5 to 10 years? And they call it the Future of Jobs report, and it's accessible to everyone. I've also kept a link on my slide. Okay, so for those that join the community at the end, which Clara would share, talk about the community, you can join the community and so on. You get access to the material, and you can also, or you can Google easily, World Economic Forum Future of Jobs Report 2024 PDF, and you'd have this report pop out for you. And the World Economic Forum comprises of global leaders from businesses, government, academia, social causes, and they all come together to chart the path of where the world would be. So at the left-hand side, you have the jobs that would grow in demand, and at the right-hand side, you have the jobs that will decline. Now, people don't research before they transition into a new career path, and that's why you see people who are going into product management today, in the next few years, would find themselves struggling to transition again, because this is a career path the World Economic Forum has highlighted will decline in demand in the coming years. Okay, you have career paths like sales and marketing professionals, training and development specialists. These are career paths that are declining in demand. So you want to upskill, you want to look at the other areas. The left-hand side, where you have career paths that are growing and would stay in demand over the next 5 to 10 years. And the very first one you'd see, you have the AI machine learning specialist, the business intelligence analyst, and the data analyst and data scientist. If you are in AI machine learning, you are in data science. If you are in business intelligence, you are in data analytics. As a data analyst or a data scientist, your career path will grow in demand. And these are the areas we had also seen in the analysis we carried out that I shared in the previous slide. Okay, you have the information security analyst. These are your cybersecurity professionals. They protect the system, they protect the network and the data of organizations. If you're in cybersecurity and you're on the right track, you're in a career path that is progressive. Then you have the big data specialists, the data engineers, the database architects. These are the data professionals, the data engineer that does what? That gets the data, store the data, put them into a structured environment that makes it easily accessible for people that need to use this data. Organizations are generating data at an exponential rate, massive volume, massive variety, massive veracity. So the question is, how do you manage this data? Organizations are looking for these professionals, the big data specialists, the data engineers, the database architects, to help them store the data, manage it, and make it easily accessible. Then you have the process automation specialists. And these are your business analysts. These are the professionals that ensure that in an organization, the processes are optimized, the processes are streamlined. If something takes 5 days, how can we reduce it, automate it to take just 2 hours or just 5 minutes? Those are the business analysts. Then you have your project managers, but like I said, your agile project managers, not conventional project management. You also have the database and network professionals. These are your data engineers, your cybersecurity professionals. And finally, you have the financial analyst, clearly indicated right here. And if you also go to the right-hand side, where you have the jobs that are declining in demand, you'd see the accountants and the auditors. I showed an accountant this some time ago, and she was like, Adedayo, you must be kidding me. Are you telling me that as an accountant, my role is going to become redundant in the future? I don't believe it. I said, well, this is not me. It's not my analysis. It's the World Economic Forum. They chart the path of the economy. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, the top leaders within the tech ecosystem, they are part of the forum, the World Economic Forum. They gather every year to say that this is where the world will go, and you want to listen when they say that because you know the right place to get into. For an accountant or an auditor, all you need to do is add data analytics to your skill. So if you take your accounting skill and you add data analytics, you become a financial analyst easily. You move into the financial analyst ecosystem. So you see that the financial analyst is high in demand, right? So if you get into, as an accountant, you learn data, add that to your skill, you upskill, you get into a career path that is growing in demand. So upskilling becomes very important. Now, these are the 8 career paths. And I want to ask very quickly, Clara, I want to ask the audience, out of these 8 career paths, where do you see yourself getting into? So this is the time to choose that your preferred career path. The data analyst, the data scientist, the data engineer, cybersecurity professional, the business analyst, the financial analyst, HR analyst, and the agile project manager. I can't see the comments, but I'm sure people are typing.
Yeah, people are typing. But can I go first? Because I'm part of the audience now. I'm learning.
Absolutely.
I'm
Go ahead, Clara.
yes, I think if I want to go, it's going to be the business analyst.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. From what you've discussed thus far, I think my kind of person, that is where I come in. Now I'm leaving it to the audience, like, guys, what would be your choosing career path if you were given the chance to choose now from any of this from the screen? We are looking to hear from you, hear your feedback. Please type so we know we are carrying you guys along. Because trust me, today's live stream is for you guys, not for Clara or Ade. So someone said business analyst.
Absolutely. Fantastic. So one thing I also want to highlight very quickly is people are usually under the wrong assumption that if I learn business analysis, I can only get a job as a business analyst. But that's not the case. You can get a job as a business data analyst. And we have so many people that have gotten jobs in that space as a change management analyst, as a process analyst, as a requirement analyst, operations analyst. There are so many areas within that ecosystem. Same with the data analyst. In Canada, for example, something I found very interesting is the data analyst is called the database administrator. Very interesting. So they have different nomenclature. So as a data analyst, you can also get a job as a database analyst or a database administrator. Why? Because part of the skills you learn is SQL, okay, which is what you need as a database administrator as well. So as we go on, I'm going to dive down a little bit and explain. So can you differentiate between the data analyst and the data scientist? I'll take that, Victor. I'm going to make a note of that, and I'll discuss that at the end of our session today. It's one of the most asked questions: data analyst, data scientist. What's the difference? Which one should I get into? And Victor, just sit back, relax. I'll take the question, before we wrap up our session today. So you want to know that there are other areas within that particular realm or career path you are looking to go into. And that's what opened up opportunities for you. Okay. There was a lady, her name is Ramat. If I have the time, I'll share her story as well. Ramat was a customer service professional with British Gas in the UK. While she was doing her master's, she came into our business analysis program, and her role was business architect. That was the job title, not business analyst, but business architect. So there are so many areas, and we show you how to apply, how to search for those type of jobs, and easily get access to a wider range of opportunities. So the big question is, if I've selected my career path, like Josie Bako said, the Agile Project Manager, Scrum Master, how does Tenalytics help? Where do we come in? What do we do? And how do we ensure that you are able to transition? The focus for us is on 2 major fronts, all right? But essentially, What we do is to provide you with a comprehensive solution that includes hands-on case study based training. So you are not learning the way you are used to learning, which is watching videos and trying to figure things out on your own. No, you work on case study based problems. So you take problems, you work on case study based problems, and that's how you break into a particular area. So we focus on the two fronts: the technical skills, which is one thing you must know. It's a given. Every company wants you to have the technical skills. But the mistake people make is they focus on only the technical. They're the best in the use of Excel. When it comes to writing Python codes, they're the best, but they don't have the employability skills. So the technical skill is 50%. Employability skill is 50%. Without one, you cannot get the job. You need the two to get the job, both the technical and the employability. And that's where we focus on heavily. All right. And this is where I'm going to show you practically how these things work. Okay. So somebody like Victoria wants to become a data engineer. She's a customer service representative. So putting all the 6 steps into practice, like I shared with you earlier, the first thing is Victoria would identify what she wants to do. And she has said, I want to do data engineering. I want to move from customer service. I don't see myself getting paid more than 10 pounds per hour or 10.5 pounds per hour. I want to earn more as a data engineer. Okay, she selected a career path. That's the first thing she must do. Number 2 is what? Learn the skills by joining a learning partner. So the way we operate this at Analytics is you have a blended learning approach. So you don't learn by watching on your own, trying to figure things out yourself. You have a self-paced class, and then you have a live instructor-led class. So a class where every Saturdays for 3 hours, you're in class and you are sitting down with a professional who is on the job doing the things you are trying to get into. So you're not learning from somebody who learned on YouTube or somebody who learned on Coursera. You are learning from somebody who has done the job. They've worked with organizations as a data analyst or as a cybersecurity professional, like Kenya, types into the chat. So every Saturday you join a live class, you get to work on projects with your trainer. You have the opportunity to ask questions. And on Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, you have a self-paced platform where you log in and you watch videos at your own convenience, at your own timing, and all of that. And I'm going to share what that looks like with you very quickly. So I'll quickly take you to the Analytics platform very quickly, just to show you what it looks like essentially. So if you go to the Analytics website, for those who have registered, all right, you have a dashboard. Okay, you have your dashboard, and in your dashboard, you have the program you registered for. So if you registered for cybersecurity, or let's say Kenya, for example, has joined, you'd see welcome back Kenya. So this is my own page. It's saying welcome back Adedayo. Now, if you have an interview prep, like I mentioned earlier, all you have to do is come to this place where you have interview preparation. Let me maximize a bit. But Clara, can you see my screen clearly? Do I need to maximize? Okay, let me maximize a bit. So I think this would help. All right.
I think it's up now.
Okay, fantastic. So you'd see the interview preparation. All you have to do is come in here. Say you have an interview tomorrow. Click on schedule appointment. You have your name already automatically captured. You select the program you registered for. Say you registered for data analytics or data science. You select. You copy and paste the link of the job you applied to. All right. Any details you have about the interview, paste it. What stage are you in or are you on currently? Is it a HR conversation stage? Is it a first level interview, second level? You select it from here. You pick a date that is preferable. So you want to have your interview tomorrow, Saturday, the 16th. You select that. Saturday, the 16th, select the date, upload the CV you've used to apply. and somebody would join you on a one-on-one session to prepare you for that interview. So just like Iqmat, who mentioned that she had a Mr. Mohammed prepare her for her interview, that was how she was able to go about it. Okay, so let's see what the class looks like. You've registered, depending on the program you register for, you simply see that here. If I click on business analysis, continue learning, every single thing that I need for my business analysis program, I have it right here. So this is the self-paced platform. I can log into this platform any day, anytime, any day of the week, and I can watch my videos at my own convenience. You're not limited to a particular time or constrained to a particular time. So you can come in, watch your videos. Week 5 is project initiation planning and stakeholder analysis. And every single video you have, every single topic, every single module has a case study. I mentioned the importance of the case study. So you come in here, click on the case study, and you watch the video where you are learning from scratch. You are building from the ground up. There is no prepared template for you. So that when you find yourself on the job, you know how to do the job. You're not confused. You're not looking for help here and there. You know what to do because you've done it already. You've worked on this case study where you are building things from the ground up. So you can see the blank canvas on your PowerPoint. You are building this. At the end of the day, you're going to build a stakeholder register. You'd use the RACI matrix to come up with your stakeholder analysis and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is what the self-paced class looks like. All right, there are so many other things here, but I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty. I just need you to see what the platform looks like, and you have an idea of how you learn. Now, you also have the live session, and I'll show you what the live classes look like. The live class is on a different platform, and I'm also going to go to the business analysis program. So depending on the program you join, you also get to, you see that program right in your classroom. So let's go to business analysis, and let's see what they've done so far. The class that started in October last month. All right, so your live class is where you have a professional like myself teaching you and walking you through different concepts. Okay, so one of the first things you'd see in your classroom is the job openings. I mentioned that we send you jobs for you to apply to. So apart from the platforms, we share the platforms, we show you how to apply, how to tailor your CV. We do some vetting on certain jobs every week, and then we send these jobs to you. Now, some of them are sponsored. We go out there to look for the sponsored jobs for you. For example, these are sponsorship jobs that come with sponsorship for different companies: business analyst, product, graduate reform business analyst, global operations business analyst. So we send you these jobs every single week for you to apply to, so that it increases your chances of landing that job as a business analyst, if that's the program you have registered for. Okay, now you have your CV interview prep, you have your CV template. We provide this to you as well after you've gone through your CV review session. So the CV review session is where we show you how to tailor your CV, what you need to do, how to ensure you match your CV to the jobs you're applying to. You have your LinkedIn optimization session. These are also live sessions where you have a professional. You can stop them to ask questions and so on and so forth. Okay. Now let's go to a class, a typical class. I'll come back to the mentorship. I talked about the mentorship that happened yesterday. I'll talk about it. But let's go to a live class, okay? So this is a live session where they worked on a case study on how to come up with a business case. Now, if for any reason you miss a class like this, you always have access to the class recording, okay? So if you go to a class recording, for example, you click on the recording, you can come back here and watch at any point in time. The trainer in this class, her name is Vera. Vera works for Deloitte as a business analyst. So you're working with the best in the industry, preparing you on how to become a business analyst as well. So you can watch your videos, you can practice along. In case you miss the session, the videos are always available for you to come back to. So the questions that were asked in class, you have access to those questions. All right. And if you notice something on the materials, they are always case study based. Okay. They're always case study based. So for example, you'll see that today's case study, and a case study is simply Vera taking one of our experience as a business analyst with Deloitte. She frames the experience into a project, and you would work together on that project in class. And that's the best way to learn to get into any career path, because you're not just learning theories and watching videos, but you are learning the specifics of what it takes to do the job. All right. So this is a particular company. They have 100 branches. Last year's audit proved that their inventory management process is manual and there are a lot of bottlenecks. Okay. You are the business analyst assigned to this particular role. So you have to look into this, look for all the different stakeholders. You learn how to use the RACI matrix to rank your stakeholders, do all of that. And at the end of the day, you will solve a problem as a business analyst. All right. So mentorship every Thursdays, 9 p.m. You have your mentorship sessions. Two Thursdays ago, I showed how to use different platforms to tailor your CV to job requirements. So if you miss this session, for example, you have the recording available. So that's me right there, where I was showing other students how to use platforms that are AI enabled to show you the percentage by which you match a particular job. If you look at this job, for example, it tells you that you match it by 85%. I don't know if you can see that properly. It shows you that you match by 85%. So the areas where you have gaps, how do you cover the gaps? And that was what I was teaching in this particular mentorship session. So your mentorships are designed to help you understand exactly what you need to do practically, how to leverage tools, different technologies to help you build your CV, cover the gaps you have, tailor it to the job you're applying to, so you get opportunities eventually. All right. So these are all the live sessions. So between the live sessions and your self-paced environment, you have all the skills you need to break into the system. Once you've learned the skill, Uzoma, the answer to that question is yes, absolutely. Like I mentioned earlier, all the 8 career paths. So Uzoma is asking, can somebody without experience learn cybersecurity? Every cybersecurity professional has no experience. Every data analyst at some point had 0 experience. I had 0 experience at some point. I didn't learn anything in the university, okay? But I learned the skills. I worked on projects, just like I showed you with the business analysis, and that's how you are able to transition. So there are so many questions. I'm going to take those questions. Do you need a degree? For most of them, yes. You need a degree to get you competitive because you're competing with people that have degrees. To do the job, does a degree play a role? The answer is no. However, you want to ensure that you want to be as competitive as possible when applying to jobs like that. Now, once you've completed, you've joined the self-paced, the live classes, the next thing is to gain project-based experience. But what does project-based experience look like? And I love to ask this question. Imagine you want to buy a couch, Clara. Let me use Clara as an example. You want to buy a couch in your living room. It's almost December. People are changing their furniture, touching up their houses and all of that. There's a carpenter A, okay? Carpenter A has a certificate. He has gone to carpentry school. He has a CV that says he can build couch. He can make couches. He can make fantastic furniture. Carpenter B is also a carpenter, but has a showroom. And that showroom has couches that he has built. You can walk into the showroom, you can touch the couch, feel the couch, see the quality, see the colors. Who would you give the contract to make your couch? The guy with the certificate or the guy who has a showroom? You're muted.
For me, I'm actually going to go with the one that has the showroom because seeing is believing, yeah?
Absolutely. I love that. Seeing is believing. Seeing is what? Believing. The showroom. The guy that has the showroom, because you're going to spend your money. You want to see that this person has done the things they say they're going to do for me. It's not going to be based on an assumption that you can do it because you have a certificate. That's where a lot of people make mistakes. They focus on certificates. Employers want to see what you've done. They want to see your showroom. They want to go into the showroom, have access to assess the quality you bring to bear. Okay? And what does a showroom look like? Let's look at a showroom. For every program you join, you get to do what? You build a portfolio. So when I say project-based experience, you're building a portfolio. Your portfolio is your showroom. Now let's see for somebody who's joined the data engineering. We can go to data engineering. I'm going to go to data analytics as well. So you have three portfolios I've kept on my slide. The data analytics, the business and analyst, and then the data engineer. Now, if I go to the portfolio of this gentleman, let me click on the link and it's going to take us there. His name is Gad Nwachukwu. Gad is in the UK. Gad joined our data engineering program, and this is Gad's portfolio. This is his showroom. The link to your portfolio is always going to be on your CV so that recruiters can click and see what you've done. And it's equivalent to what Clara said. Seeing is believing. When I see what you've done, then I know how good you are before I have a conversation with you. Now, let's click on one of the projects that Gad has been able to work on, which is on energy efficiency for residential buildings. Okay, I can read about the objectives, read the data set he has used, the models that he built for this analysis. He used the linear regression model, ridge regression, random forest, and ensemble methods for his model. Now, going a step further, I can even look at the codes that he has written. And this is where you start to feel and touch and see how quality this Nwachukwu is. So if I click on his Python notebook, I can see, and when you get my slides at the end of the session, you can also click and see all the things I'm seeing. So anybody anywhere in the world can walk into Nwachukwu showroom and they can see what he's built. So these are the libraries he used on his Python notebook. You can see all the different analysis he's carried out. You'll see how he cleans the data. You'll see how he removes the blanks from his data sets. If you scroll all the way, you'll see his data visualization and so on and so forth. This is what gives recruiters confidence that you are good. You have the quality. You've used the type of libraries we want you to use, and then they invite you for interviews. If you're a data analyst like Victoria, we go to Victoria's portfolio, you'd also get to see Victoria Uchemadu joined our data analytics program, and this is our portfolio. Your portfolio would contain all the projects that you've worked on. So this is Victoria's portfolio showing the deep care hospital emergency room visit analysis. She did an analysis, which she did in class, okay, that analyzed patients' data in the hospital, the emergency room, so that you could reduce the wait time. Patients don't have to wait for long in order to see the doctor and so on and so forth, okay? And then you have reduced it by 15%, increased the patient's rating. Now, I can also click on this and I would see the dashboard that Victoria was able to build using Tableau. When I look at this, it is interactive. I can click, if I click on this, I will deselect. If I click on Q1, I can see data for only Q1. It is interactive. Recruiters would want to see things like this that you have built. And that's where you start to convince them that you're the best person for the job. Okay? And this is just showing you the portfolio. This is what your portfolio would look like. The projects you've worked on, you put them there, and that's how you showcase yourself to recruiters that are the best person for the job. Then you have your CV review sessions, which I showed you in the live classroom, which show you how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, would show you how to build one, because you need a LinkedIn profile to get a job. How to navigate the job market, where to apply. We send you jobs. We show you where to apply. UK Visa Jobs HQ. How do you also reach out to recruitment agencies like Robert Half, like Hayes, and so on and so forth, to let them know this is what you're looking for. Create a profile on the platform, and you can start to get access to opportunities. Interview preparation. You have an interview, we prepare you. Somebody was asking about the job reference letter, SJ. How do we give references? Very simple. You never showcase to a recruiter that you are a learner. If you tell them you are a learner, you are doing this, you are learning, you just learned for the last 3 to 4 months or the last 5 months, you're not going to get that job. Okay? So what you want to do is you showcase. When you join us at Analytics, you join us as a contractor, not as a student. Analytics will be your experience on your LinkedIn, experience on your CV. So every recruiter will see you as somebody who is on the job, somebody who knows how to do it. Because if you're on the job, it means that you have something right working for you, and that's where you start to get attractive to other recruiters and potential employers out there. I want to show you what that looks like practically. Okay, let me see. I'm going to open up. Okay, yes, I'll open up my browser. I'll go on LinkedIn, and I'll show you practically how do you do that on your LinkedIn profile to answer SJ's question. So let's go on LinkedIn very quickly. All right. So going on LinkedIn, let's search for somebody who has gotten a job. Let me see. Let's go to Oluwadamilare. He's right here. Oluwadamilare. If I click on Oluwadamilare, and SJ, this is going to your question, right? This is Oluwadamilare. He got a job in April this year as a sustainability data analyst after completing our data analytics program. And one of the things you'd see is that you both worked at Analytics. And if you go to his profile, you'd see sustainability data analyst with BAM in Leeds. But what's his previous role? Data analyst contract with Analytics. Now, the organization saw Oluwadamilare, reached out to him, we prepared him for the interview, and that was how he got this job. Okay? And he made a post about it a few months ago when he just got the job. And I'll see if I can find that very quickly. So that's Damilare right there. And that's Damilare giving a shout out. And he also gave a shout out to Analytics as well. Also to everyone who supported me on this journey, from my mentors to amazing colleagues at Analytics. This was when he got the job about 6 months ago in April this year, 2024. So that's what you do, SJ. Once you do that, you list Analytics as part of your experience. We can then provide you with a reference. So the companies will reach out to us. They send us a form, we fill the form, and so on and so forth. Yes, you learn about the BA artifact, and I'll try to highlight as much as I can, because I'm also trying to look at time. So we wrap up in the next 15 minutes, okay? But SJ, there'll be opportunities for us to have a one-on-one conversation, and I'll share that with you before I wrap up my presentation. So finally, you have your networking and then your mentorship sessions. It doesn't matter where you are. You are in the US, you are in Canada, you are in the UK. You have a mentorship session for your time. 2 weeks ago, we had a session for those in the US. The other week, we had a session for those in the UK. So based on time zone, every other week, you'd have a mentorship session. You get to see me in your mentorship session. I get to teach you things on how to prepare. And when Iqmat talked about Analytics would handhold you, that's essentially what she means. You have the support you need at every point in time. Doing all of this is what gets you the job, is what gets Victoria the job, and other people like Victoria who have gone through Tenalytics as well. So we focus a lot on employability. That's how you stand out. Right CV, the right LinkedIn profile, how to navigate, where to navigate, interview preparation sessions, your job reference letter, like SJ asked. Companies would always ask before they give you your offer or you get confirmed on the job. They'll check for references and they always reach out to us and we provide you with the most compelling reference to secure that job. On the job support, if you ever need that, we get to work with you. Weekly mentorship sessions, I've talked about that. And finally, Upwork optimization. So this is for people who want to get freelance work on projects across different regions and so on. So Clara has sent the link to the community for mentorship. Now, the link to the community are for those interested in any of the programs I've highlighted. So we can get to meet a little bit closer in a more one-on-one situation. So for those type of questions that SJ has asked, we get to answer those questions. We set up a session and then we answer those questions for you. So like I said, you know exactly what you're getting into so you can laser focus and get success from out of it. I've shared so many success stories. I'm going to breeze through these ones. I'm not going to waste time. Lois was an accountant in Nigeria. She also worked in procurement, zero experience in tech. She joined our business analysis program and Lois got a job as a project manager in the UK. Immediately, she completed her master's. Now, it's interesting that Lois got a job as a project manager, even though she did business analysis. How was that possible? As a business analyst, you're going to learn project initiation, and planning. You're also going to learn the agile methodology and Scrum for the Scrum framework for projects. You'll also get to learn, you'd also get to learn stakeholder analysis and engagement. And then you learn how to use tools and technologies like Jira to track project deliverables, Trello to manage your team members, track their deliverables. You'd use Confluence for collaboration, and so on and so forth. These were the areas we worked with Lois to bring out during her interviews. And that was how she was able to secure this job as a project manager. You have Ngozi. Ngozi lives in Huddersfield. She was a customer service professional doing her master's. In Nigeria, she had a HR background, zero experience in tech. But today, Ngozi is a 100% remote worker as a business analyst in Huddersfield in the UK. You have Toyin. Toyin was a pharmacist back in Nigeria. She joined our data analytics program, and today Toyin secured also, just like Iqmat, full visa sponsorship with the NHS as a benefits analyst. And so on. I can go on and on. Busola is in Canada. She joined data analytics in March. She got her job in July this year, 2024, as a performance analyst at Desjardins Insurance. You have Abigail. Abigail was a care worker in Canada, in Saskatchewan. Zero experience. She joined our business analysis program. And today, Abigail is a business analyst with the government of Alberta after completing the program. You have Abisola, who is in the UK. She joined our full stack data science program. She first got a job as a Python curriculum designer, as a data scientist. Then she moved to another role as a machine learning engineer, also in the UK. Then you have Oluwafikayo, who had a finance background and accounting in Nigeria. She moved to Canada, joined our full stack data science program, and today Fikayo is a business solutions analyst in a company in Canada. She got the job a month to the completion of her training with us, and so many other professionals. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with all the success stories. They are all on our YouTube page. So if you go to the Tenalytics YouTube page, there is a section for just testimonials, and you'd see professionals. And we also hold sessions where we bring them back to speak and talk about their experience, how they were able to do it, so you can do the same as well. So you'd see sessions on how I secured a job after my training with Analytics, and we get to, I've put some links right here so you can get to listen to them, watch the videos as well. We've done incredible, fantastic work in the UK. 90% of our customers come from the UK because I live in the UK, the co-founder live in the UK, and we've helped so many people within that space. But we needed to do the same in Canada as well. So we moved to Canada this year. I moved in January, the co-founder moved in December last year. And the aim for us is to break into the North American market, help more Africans and people of the Black community, that there are opportunities outside of the warehouse jobs. There are other opportunities outside of the health and care jobs. Out of every 100 employees in health and care in the UK, 30 of them are Africans. 30% are Africans. Out of every 100, 30 are Africans in health and care, the care workers and so on and so forth. With all due respect, I'm not saying it's not a good career path. All I'm saying is there are other opportunities, especially for those who don't want to do that. You want to break into other areas. And that's why it's important to look into where there are opportunities. So we went into Canada as well. We got into the Alberta Catalyzer program organized by the government of Alberta, helping startups and innovative companies to scale and to also provide value to their customers. So you'd see me right there. That's me there. That's Ifemena, the co-founder. So that's me sitting there with other founders in Alberta as well. So it's an inroad for us to also do the same things we've always done in other areas like Canada and the North American market. So there's an article, I kept the article for those who want to read about the article. It breaks down the amazing work we are doing within the space, what we've done, and how we are also doing the same in Canada as well. So meet the startups in northern Alberta. You get to see me. That's a Femena. And you can read about the other companies and the amazing stuff they are doing as well. So what does the class look like? How do you get into any of our program? How do you learn? And this is where I start to wrap up. We're wrapping up in the next 2-3 minutes, and I can take the questions that you have. All the classes are flexible. It doesn't matter where you are. You are in Canada, you are in the US, you are in the UK. There's a class that fits your timeline. Okay? There's a class that fits your time zone. So if you're joining the business analysis, data analytics, HR analytics, financial analytics, or the full stack data science program, the duration of these programs would last for 4 months. And they all come with internship. Now, 3 months in class, 1 month internship. And the internship is designed to give you that full end-to-end experience working on a project with a cross-functional team. So if you're a business analyst like SJ wants to get into business analysis, during your internship, you're going to work with the Agile project manager. You'd work with a software developer who builds the application that you're going to work on. You'd get to work with a Scrum Master. You'd work with a UI UX designer. Because on the real job, you'd work with these type of people. So you need to know what it feels like. How do you schedule your sprint review sessions, your sprint planning, your sprints, your sprint review, and so on and so forth. What's the definition of done? How do you track your deliverables? You learn how to do all of those things. So 4 months, if you're in the UK, for example, the time is 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. That's when you have your live class. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. with the current time zone, well, with the current time difference, rather. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you're in the UK, if you're in the US, you're in Canada, that'll be 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. your time, mountain time. Mountain daylight time would be the time for those in the US. So, Clara, if you're in the UK, for example, you're in the UK, you can join the class 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if in the morning, you're not available, you are busy in the morning, you can join this class for the guys in the US or Canada, because 10 a.m. Mountain Time is 6 p.m. your time. All right. So you can join that class. It's the same trainer, the same facilitator. It's just different time zones. So to make it easy for everybody to join at the same time, to have a class that fits their time. So you don't have to be in a class at odd times. Somebody in the US does not have to join classes at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the night because they want to learn business analysis. So you have timelines that fit your time zone. Sundays is a self-paced class. On Sundays, you don't have to come to class. You're on the LMS, you're watching your videos, practicing alone, and then you have avenues in your WhatsApp group to ask questions. Every Wednesdays, we have something we call the drop-in session. The drop-in, if you're in Nigeria, 10 a.m. UK time is 11 a.m. So Nigeria is an hour ahead of the UK right now, Uzoma. So if you're in Nigeria, 10 a.m. is 11 a.m. your time. The program is available for everybody across the globe. I'll show you people in Nigeria that are working for companies in the US remotely, earning in dollars, earning in pounds. You know what that means? Earning in pounds, earning in dollars, and they're spending in naira. So it's for everybody. We have Cameroonians, we have Egyptians joining the program, and I'll share some Nigerians that have gone through the program. Nigerians living in Nigeria, they completed the program and they're also doing absolutely phenomenally well. Then for those who will be joining cybersecurity and data engineering, cybersecurity is also for 4 months. Data engineering is for 5 months. Then you have the timing. For those in the UK, the time would be 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. UK time. And for those in the US or Canada, that will be 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Your live classes are only on Saturdays. Sundays, you don't have a live class. The only program where you have a live class, both on Saturday and on Sunday, is the Agile Project Management. So for Agile Project Management, you have classes both on Saturdays and Sundays. Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you're in Nigeria, that's 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Okay, and on Sundays, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. UK time. So you have both the live classes on Saturdays and Sundays, unlike the other programs where live classes are only on Saturdays. So this is how you learn with us at Analytics. And you have more success stories. I'm not going to take too much time on this, but I'll highlight those in Nigeria. For the person that asked, Muideen lives in Ibadan, Nigeria. Muideen works for BBX in the UK as a business development analyst after completing our data analytics program. He works fully remotely from Nigeria, earns in pounds, spends in naira. You have Abdurrashid Sheyi. Sheyi lives in Abuja, Nigeria. He completed our full stack data science program, and he works for Chow 420 in the US as a data scientist. So these are professionals in Nigeria. For the person who asked, they're earning in dollars, they're earning in pounds, respectively, after completing the data analytics, and the other one completed the data science program, respectively. Rita was also able to secure her sponsorship in the UK. She worked for the company without sponsorship, which is a strategy we also share with our students. So she got the job, she got in without sponsorship, but while she delivered exceptional work, she did more than was required of her. She then went to HR and said, I need sponsorship, especially when the Home Office made changes in April to so many things. Care workers no longer able to bring in their dependents. The shortage occupation list was scrapped. A new immigration salary list was used to replace it. The salary thresholds for the data analyst, the minimum, was also increased. So Rita went back to HR, and this is Rita sending us a message to say, I spoke to my manager about the visa when the rules changed. HR pushed back, but eventually they gave me my COS. I applied for the visa on Saturday using the priority service, and today I got the decision. And today, Rita has her sponsorship with the company. And here she's saying, thank you so much. I am grateful to Tenalytics because the program taught me SQL, which was what I used to get this fixed term contract job. Thank you very much. These are professionals like you. Rita had no experience. She had never done this before. She joined our data analytics program. Today, Rita also got sponsorship working for a company in the UK. The next cohort starts on the 7th of December. So for those interested in starting in 2024, you can start on the 7th of December. That's when the next cohort will begin. Now, for those who have commitments in December, and January is when you want to start, you can start on the 4th of January. We have another cohort that will also be commencing on the 4th of January. And this is where I have an amazing discount for everybody coming from Clara's community. Okay, so you are joining from Clara's community. You want to be a part of the program. Ensure first of all you join the Tenalytics community. Join the WhatsApp community. This is where we get to engage you with more materials. For those who have further questions, we also take your questions from there. But I have an amazing discount for anybody coming from Clara's community, and it's a 20% discount. 20% discount. So if you are joining and you're from Clara, once you are filling the form, you'd see somewhere that says, how did you join? Once you select Clara, you have automatic discount. You don't need to pay anything more than you should pay. So instead of paying $750, which is the fee for all the programs that we offer, if you are joining business analysis, or you are joining HR analytics, or you are joining the financial analytics program, the fee is for $750 for the space of 4 months or 5 months. Data engineering is the only program that is for 5 months. So you get to pay $750. However, if you're from this session today, rather than paying $750, you have a $150 discount and you get to pay only $600. And this can be made in multiple installments, up to 3 months installments. And we're giving this access to people from Clara's community. All right. Not to everybody, to the first 10 people that will be registering, because our discounted slots are limited and we are limiting it to 10 people from the community. So you know that I want to start my journey. I'm in the UK, for example. I'm doing my master's. I'm going to wrap up my master's in the next few months, and I will be job hunting. Trust me, I've been there myself. I know what it takes. I know what other people go through in getting a job. But getting into a learning platform that helps you not just with the technical skills, but also your employability skills. You have everything you need to thrive and to succeed. Now, how do you get to join? I'm going to show you that, and then we'll take questions afterwards. So after all my long talk, we're going to come into questions right now. So once you click on this link, which Clara has also shared, it takes you into the Enrollment Center. So I'm going to use I'm going to use this because this would make it easier. Okay. So let me click on the link real quick. So this takes you to the Enrollment Center. All right. And this is where you get access. You want to chat with us, you want to call us and all of that. You can easily reach out to us. You see a button called Chat with Tenalytics. You can get access to all the program brochures. You want to know, okay, data analytics, what am I learning, this and that. You have all the nitty-gritty, access to the program brochures. And then say you want to join the data analytics program, for example. Once you come in here, you click on register for data analytics. It takes you to the payment page. Okay. And you get to see, so there are just 8 seats available. Wow. So while we're even having a conversation, 2 people have secured that discount already out of the 10. So we have just 8 data analytics left. All right. So for those who are interested, you want to get started, then you want to take advantage before the seats are gone. So you can make payments in any currency that you want to pay in. You want to pay in pounds, you want to pay in dollars, you can get to do that right here. If you're in Nigeria, you want to pay in Naira as well. All you have to do is you can change the currency from this currency drop down. Okay, so I have the currency in pounds. You can make a one-time payment of £522 to get in, or you can make 2 monthly payments of £261 or 3 monthly payments of £174. So what does this mean? If I select the 3 monthly payments, for example, I'll make my first payments in November, second payment in December, and the final payment in January. Okay, so if you click on proceed to pay, you'd see the timelines. The time you make the payment today, 15th of December, the second payment, 15th of January, the final payment. If I click on proceed, you get to enter your name, enter your email, and once you click on pay for products, you enter your card details, and then you get to make your payments. And once you complete payment, what happens? You receive an automated confirmation into the email you've provided. You get a link for you to complete your registration. All right. So in completing the registration, for those who will be starting in December, you get to select, I want to start in December. For those who will be starting in January, you also get to select when you want to start. So the registration form would look like this. So you fill all the details, click on next, what type of payment, first installment, click on next. You just complete all of this, click on next, next, next. You get access to the discounts, click on next, enter your name, enter your email, your gender, next. And you read the terms and conditions. You have access to our emails. If you want to reach out to us via email, inquiries at 10 Analytics, reach out to any of our colleagues on mobile, or you send us a WhatsApp message. Somebody's always there to respond and have a conversation with you. I click on next. When did you make payments? Upload. What mode of payments? Click on next. And this is where you get to see what program do you want to register for. Now, this is very important. For some people, they are sure, I want to go for data analytics. Clara wants to go for business analysis, right? So Clara that wants to go for business analysis right here would select business analysis. But for somebody who is not sure, all you have to do is select, I need to speak with a professional. Once you do this, you make payments, we set up a one-on-one session with you. We answer your questions, or why are you confused? We guide you to make the right choice. And then we go ahead to select the program you're interested in. And if you want to start in December, 7th of December is when the next cohort starts. You can select that. If you want to start in January, 4th of January, and you can even start in February if you want to, on the 8th of February. Very important. All right, so that's how you complete registration. Once you've made payment, you get access immediately to this form, fill the form, and that's how you get access to the program. So the discounts, like I mentioned, is for the first 10 people from Clara's community. I think for data analytics, 2 people have taken advantage already. So we still have 8 seats left. And for the other programs, business analysis, data engineering, and so on and so forth. So get started. You don't want to plan for December. You don't want to plan for January in January. You want to plan for January today, as soon as possible. So I'm going to take a pause right now, and I'm going to take questions. And I'm sure we have a lot of questions that people would like to ask. All right. So let's take questions, Clara. And I think this brings me to the end of my presentation.
That was awesome. Like, that was good. Like, you're so good. You know, you're so intelligent. Like, I'm lost for words right now. I don't know what words to use to describe that. Thank you so much. This is brilliant. And I want to say something, because you were using those in the UK doing
Yes.
their masters, you know, as references. This is not only for those in the UK doing their masters, looking for a better paying job, or looking for a job that will land them sponsorship after their masters. This is virtually for everyone. Like Ade said, that even if you're in Nigeria, you're in Ghana, Cameroon, Zimbabwe, no matter where you're watching from, South Africa, you can still get to do this and register. And you know the best part now, whether you are planning to relocate or not, you can register, complete the cohorts, and then get a good paying job while you are where you are. I mean, I have a lot of people, persons, friends who have previously, partake from the training with an analytic, and I can tell you this for a fact that most of them are in Nigeria, anywhere,
Yeah.
earning in pounds and spending in naira. You can't beat that. It's not like us that are earning pounds and spending pounds. We don't have any money to save. But you earn in pounds and spend in naira. I mean, you've blown. You've blown in life. So what I'm trying to say is that please take advantage of this. And it's giving you a discount off and a grace to pay instrumentally. I mean, this is the right time we need to start thinking of leveling ourselves, upscaling, or what English do they use? We shouldn't settle for less. I've said this repeatedly. Not every time. Oh, full housewife. There's nothing wrong with that, yeah. But most especially as females, we need to start thinking of the future. What investment are you going to be leaving for your children and the rest?
Yeah.
Not every time warehouse job as a man, working in the factory. Your back will pain you. So start thinking from today. In the next 2 years, in the next 1 year, in fact, 6 months, what is your plan? What is your goal? You've seen the testimonies. People even got job while on training.
Yeah.
People got job, secure job while on training. High paying job. You can't beat that. And I'm going to give it up to the analytic team. Firstly, because they're not just pushing you through this training, but they're willing to hold you every step of the way. I think you heard the testimony of the lady that made me got so emotional. She talked on how she was helped in an interview prep.
Yeah.
They would help you with your CV,
Yeah.
LinkedIn optimization, and many much more. You can't. In fact, you guys are doing giveaway because this money is too small. It's too small because only CV alone, CV people charge over $300 and above, but you're doing everything.
Yeah. So we know we listened to Iqmat at the end of her testimonial. She said it's one of the most affordable she's ever gotten to see, and people charge £2,000, 2,500, £3,000 to offer the same thing. For us, I'll tell you where we had that moment, because we always ask ourselves that the work we do, what's the eventual, more than money, more than a business, what's that satisfaction that comes from it? And I'll tell you where we really got that satisfaction. So Ifemena, the co-founder of Analytics, got to do some work with the post office in the UK. He helped them to migrate and do some data migration, digitalization projects. And while he was on that job, on a session on Teams, somebody sent him a message and said, "Hi, Ifemena, good to see you again." And he was wondering that who is sending me, who knows my name and who is sending me a message on Teams. But guess what, Clara? It was a lady who had completed our business analysis program and was working with the post office as a business analyst. So if Emena was going to do work for them and he met a Analytics alumnus working as a business analyst, and that's the success for us, because once we can see more Africans, people that look like me, people that look like you, Clara, in those type of roles, that's exactly what we want to see at the end of the day. So pretty much I'll try to take as many questions as I can. If there are any questions, how much is it in Naira? Okay, I think the question went away. So in Naira, I'm not sure what the rate is right now, but once you click on that link, it does the conversion. You see the Naira equivalent. It's roughly about $1 million plus. I'm not 500 and something pounds would be slightly over $1 million or thereabouts. So it's £522 at the current rate. If you're paying in dollars, it's $600. And that's the discount for those in Clara's community. SJ is saying, yeah, you want to say something, Clara? Go ahead, please.
Carry your money, learn wetin go give you better job. Carry your money. To those that doesn't understand English, carry your money, learn what will give you better job. Than for you to go and pay agent for COS, millions of nairas. If they ask you guys now, bring money for COS, most of you go and sell your fatherland. You go and sell your motherland, your properties to buy COS, and you will come into this country and be stranded. So you better go and look for the money, carry the money, learn something that is going to give you a genuine job. Trust me, nothing beat that. And I won't lie to you guys. Yeah, I've spoken to so many people in this industry, but they are the first persons I'm bringing to this channel, and it's for a reason. And this is beyond making money. This is the goal, the zeal, to see people like us with this skill, being in such places like this. I mean, a lot of people have the ideology that once you are of this skill, you must be a cleaner overseas. Absolutely. You must be working in the shop. You must be doing one odd job or the other. But no, we are yet to say no to that. We too can be bosses.
Yeah, absolutely.
Head of department and so much more. So please, guys, register for this. The link will be in the pinned comments of this video. All the things you need in regards reaching out to them would be in the pinned comments. If you're not too sure, you're still skeptical, reach me on Instagram, because most of you will be like, Clara, I saw those things, but tell me, can I register? Tell me the truth. Should I register? Do you think it will benefit me? My dear, register. But if you want to reach me on Instagram to convince you more for that, please do so. I am ready to do that. Okay? So we're going to take questions very briefly because I think we've overstayed. Yeah. So I think we've got only one question here now.
Yes, so SJ is asking about business analysis. Throw more light on agile management. I'm not very confident in BA. So one of the things you need to know, SJ, is theory never gets you a job as a business analyst. If all you know is theory, you can pass examinations you would write, but you can't do the job as a business analyst. But what is agile? Project management is broken into three major areas: waterfall, the waterfall methodology, the agile methodology, and Wagile. Wagile is a hybrid of waterfall and agile. Now, waterfall is a predictive methodology, which is you know exactly what you want to build. Let's say you want to build a product, you want to manage a project that involves building this StreamYard, the StreamYard platform we are currently using at the moment. Now, waterfall would say that gather all the requirements. You know exactly what you want to build from scratch. You want StreamYard to have, you want to be able to upload comments, you want to be able to share screen. You gather all the requirements, you design, you plan, you design, you build, you test, and you implement. It's very sequential. And that's going to take you maybe 6 months to a year. You know exactly what you need to do. All right? Agile, on the other hand, is different. Agile is adaptive. You want to build that same platform. The platform needs to have access to sharing screen. As Clara and I can see ourselves when on the call, what you do using the Agile approach is to break down that project into manageable sizes, pieces that are easy to manage, and you call them sprints. Okay? You take the first sprint. The first sprint is we want to build a platform where people can see themselves when they join the screen, when they join the call. You focus on that for the first sprint, you build it, and then you deploy to the users. When you deploy to the users, they would use it. You'd see how the screens are shared. People would give you feedback. Once they give feedback, you take the feedback and you make the platform even better. Once you've implemented the feedback, the user stories from the users and all of that, you then get a platform that is tailored to the users. You move to the second sprint. Within the space of 2 to 4 weeks, you complete that sprint, you deploy to the users again. So you are deploying incrementally. At the end of the day, you'd have built a platform that meets the requirements of the users of that platform. Okay? Agile is where you'd see most of your technology products, they were built using the agile methodology. Take a project, break it into multiple parts, manageable sizes called sprints, and work on them one after the other. Get feedback, use the feedback, iterate, and get a product that meets the requirements of the users. So it's not sequential like waterfall. And all these things, Agile has 3 frameworks. The Scrum framework, so that's why you can get a job as a Scrum Master if you do Agile. The Scrum framework is part of Agile. The Lean framework is part of Agile, and Kanban is also part of Agile. Okay, so I don't know if that answers your question.
SJ, go and register for the class. Not be only you day here. Go and register for the class so you get more information. Okay, yeah. So I think we got one question here. Ima says, can someone with just
ordinary level certificate enroll? I think that's what it's saying. Clara, you're frozen. All right, if you guys can still hear me, I'm just going to answer that question. And please, can I ping MTN Momo? Okay, you were frozen for a bit, Clara, but I think you're back. Hi, Clara, are you still there? Okay, so while Clara is trying to join, yes, you can pay using Momo. What I want you to do, Ima from Cameroon, send us an email to finance@10analytics.org. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and I'll type that out so you can see the email to send to. But more importantly, for everybody joining today, make sure you join the WhatsApp community. Very important. Clara should pin that as part of the description of the comments after the call. So make sure you also join that. Okay. So Clara, I'll just share an email with Ima that asks the question. So let me do that very quickly. So Ima, for you to pay with Momo, we accept Momo payment as well. What you want to do is send an email to finance. I don't know if you can see my screen. Clara, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Send an email to finance@10analytics. 10analytics.org. Okay, finance@10analytics.org, and somebody would walk you through what exactly you need to do. Okay, Victoria is saying, I'm interested in credit control. I am a credit control manager, and I'm torn between business analysis and financial analytics. Fantastic, Victoria. It's good you have 2 areas you're considering. The best thing you want to do, Victoria, is secure your discount slot so you don't run out of discounts or the discounted slots. Join the community, and we're going to have one-on-one sessions, like I said. Or once you secure your discount and you're filling the registration form, select I need to speak with a professional. Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll sit down with you, look at your past experience, credit control, what have you done as well in other areas. What does a business analyst do? For example, if you're not somebody who is a people person, you need interpersonal skills. You can't be a business analyst and work from the back end. You're always at the front. You lead from the front. So you're going to set up workshops. You're going to set up focus group sessions to elicit information, ask questions, get the type of requirements that you need to solve the problems that you need to solve. For you to understand the processes in an organization and map out those processes, the as-is processes, the to-be processes, using technologies and tools like Draw.io, Lucid Charts, you will have to interact with people, interact with stakeholders. So you can't be a shy person, somebody who doesn't like to communicate, and be a business analyst. Okay? As a financial analyst, on the other hand, you can work from the back end. A financial analyst is a data analyst that focuses on financial records. You are helping companies understand their financial health. You are helping them analyze financial records to look for areas for cost optimization. You are carrying out sensitivity and scenario analysis. When the Bank of England reduces the interest rates, how does that impact your business or your industry? How does it impact the buying power of your customers? You're also identifying areas for investments and capital allocation for the company you get to work with. Okay, you are also building financial models, looking at the base case, the best case, the worst case scenario to advise the company if they need to go into that new venture or not. So you can do all of this from the back end, do your analysis and present your findings. The business analyst, on the other hand, day to day, you are at the forefront managing projects, ensuring that the initiatives you recommended are built to meet the requirements of the company and so on. Regardless of your age, you can join any of the program. You don't need to have any specific age requirements. What you get to find in most of the advanced economies is they don't discriminate with age. You'd never see any job posting that would say you need to be of this particular age to apply. All right. We've had somebody who got a job. He was, I think, about 48, close to 50, and was able to land the job. All right. So age is not a limitation. In fact, if anybody discriminates against you because of your age, you can actually take it up and sue that company. I have an MBA in project management. Initially thought of going for agile project management, but after listening to your presentation, I'd rather go for business analysis. Fantastic. I shared Lois's story. Lois did business analysis, got a job as a project manager. What our advice you can do, Josie, is you have an MBA in project management, meaning you understand some theoretical knowledge, you have theoretical knowledge, you have some understanding of what the project manager would do. Okay, as a business analyst, that complements the skills you've learned in your masters. You're going to complement your project management skills with Excel, Power BI, and SQL, which are the first things you learn as a business analyst. Requirements fundamentals, project initiation and planning, the agile methodology, the Scrum framework, requirements gathering, elicitation, stakeholder analysis and engagement. And all our programs also comes with AI embedded within it. So you learn how to use ChatGPT as a business analyst, and that's where you start to get opportunities within the space. So it's a good confluence between your project management skills and the business analysis skills, Josie, if that makes sense. But that's a fantastic choice. You're muted.
That's a very good choice. Yeah. I think you made the right choice. So, guys, all of the links, like I said, would be in the description box. That is the link to the community, the link to participate in the discounts and get on board. And guys, trust me, you're in the best hand. I said at the beginning of this live stream that they are 100% trusted, legit, and verified. And you guys should already know that whatever I bring here, I've done my vetting. I've done my vetting so much. They are really good. They're doing a fantastic job for the Black community in general. So please be part of this, and I look forward to seeing you guys in class. Most especially SJ. If I don't see you in class, I'm going to invite you in your dreams. So I look forward to seeing you guys in class. Thank you for joining today's live stream, and thank you so much, Mr. Ade, for breaking it down. Like it was so good. The presentation, I must give it to you. It was so good. So thank you so much once again. I don't know if you have anything to add before we leave.
Yeah, nothing really much. I think for those who have participated today, I hope you've gotten value for your time, because that's what we always love to give.
Yeah.
For those interested in getting your journey started, there's no confusion anymore. You know the 6 steps you need to take in order to get started. And the most important thing is don't go into 2025 analysis paralysis, analyzing every single thing, and you really don't get started. I had people like that. I had a lady who came to me last month and said, Adeza, my visa is expiring in January and I need to get a job before January. If not, I'll have to leave the UK. But it's too late. You have just December and January. Except for going to perform a miracle, you're not likely going to get a job. We have to turn her down. Okay, so it's important you start early enough. If you're on your um, postgraduate visa, get started immediately. Build the skills that enable you get that job. If you're in Nigeria, you want to compete for some of the best jobs across the country, always ensure that you get started. So the most important thing from today's session is get started. Join the community, secure the discount, be one of the first 10 people to get started. And Clara, your people would come back to you to tell you how fantastic
Trust them.
they've gotten at the end of the day. And so
So
many success stories would come. And I'm sure you'd help us post it as well on our YouTube page.
definitely. And what makes 10 analytic different? This is because of
Fantastic.
its high success rate. No doubt.
Yes.
Like, I beat my chest to say that.
Yeah.
They are not like other brands that we advertise this and try to sell this, just for you to be amongst their class. But trust me, they have high success rate. They don't only, you know, give you the opportunity to come and learn, but like I said, they will hold your hands for you to get that dream job of yours. So the
Yeah.
success rate is 99%. Okay, so don't be afraid,
Yeah.
don't be scared, don't doubt too much. This is your future. Sometimes you don't gamble with your future, you don't gamble with your dreams. Okay, get started and come on board. Come and start enjoying like me, and build houses everywhere. Okay, own cars. Oh, be tired of settling for less. Start aiming higher. Okay, so guys, all of the links.
Can I say something very quickly, Clara? So why do we have the high success rates? Because that's, I think, a more important question. The
Yes,
high success rate comes from knowing that you need a direct, clear, multiple strategy to get the job. It's not a straight line. You don't just learn the skill, apply to jobs, and get the job. No, you have to do more than that. The way you portray yourself, your CV, your LinkedIn, your where you apply to jobs, how you apply. And I'll give you a very simple statistic that we work with at Analytics. To get an offer in the UK, you need to apply to 249 jobs, an average of 249 jobs. Okay, which means you need to put in 249 applications to get an offer. All right. So once you know what you're expected to do, it's easier for you to know 249. I'm going to break it per week. I'll break it per day, and I know the number of jobs to apply to. So we know the equation of not just the technical plus bots plus employability skills, and that's where you get opportunities. So those are the type of strategies we put in place, and that's why we have a high success rate at the end of the day. You go into the interview room and you know exactly what to say because you've been prepared by somebody who has done the job and is also on the job, and they can guide you along the right path. All right. So I
yes,
hope that also answers or provides clarity to that.
yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. The link is accessible in the comment section of this video and also the description box of this video. Please go there, explore with the links, and reach me further via Instagram if you have any doubt, if you need more clarity. I'm always willing to reply to you. As long as you mention Analytic, my ears will stand, okay, to reply to you. So thank you so much, Mr. Ade.
It's a
Um,
pleasure.
Bless you, and I pray, that the good work you guys are doing, that you will surely reap of the fruits, and so shall it be.
Amen.
Yes, amen. All
Thank you
right.
very
Thank
much for that,
you.
Clara.
See
It's
you
been
all. Thank you,
quite
guys.
something yet.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
everyone. Have a
Cheers. Bye.
nice
Please like this video, share to your loved ones and families. Tell them of this opportunity, okay? Tell them of this opportunity so they can be a partaker of this. Share to your enemies. In fact, the Bible says, love your enemies as yourself. So if you love this, also share to your enemies, okay? So thank you so much, guys. Goodbye and good luck. Bye bye.
Cheers.